So what I'd like to invite is a direct and experiential acceptance, exploration, and discernment of what we actually are and what is reflected and manufactured in the mind that likes to take credit for all of these wonderful glimpses and deep seeings and, spiritual recognitions. Our mind just goes, yep, that's me, right? And it gets on board and kind of has these, philosophical discussions with your friends, and you have tea, and, it just gets really right in there. It co-ops very beautifully. It isn't like there's this evil entity in the mind that grabs something. It's just that its job is to reflect what it sees. That's its job. It's what it does. And so when it gets on some really juicy, groovy, wonderful, states of consciousness, these wonderful glimpses of our deepest nature, and of course those are real and true, then the mind likes to get on it, take credit for it, talk about it, and of course one up the other one a little bit, right? Because the mind is all about comparison and hierarchy and bringing two ideas together and sort of reflecting them and comparing them. So, it's like there's nothing wrong with the mind. The mind is this unfathomable tool that can create, great and wondrous things, or it can create, unbelievably horrific experiences. And, either one, it's a tool. But on the other side of that, the mind will also grab, I'm not enough, I am these very difficult and painful conditionings that are arising to the surface. It'll identify itself as that. I'm bad, I'm shame, I should have done this, I shouldn't have done that, critical, almost a violent criticism at times. Or other times the mind will compare, and so it projects. It's not my issue. It's got to be your issue, right? And so it projects and kind of pushes away places that are painful and places that one has compensated through many lifetimes perhaps, but at least in this incarnation. So what I would like to just over and over and over, you'll probably be so tired of listening to it, but it is to discern what is the reflection of mind, whether it's a spiritual mind, whether it's a sophisticated mind, whether it's a creative mind, whether it's a critical mind, whether it's a conditioned mind. And then what is the difference between that is open, that is watching, that is curious, that is naturally inclusive. It's not something that you cultivate. You naturally recognize that we are all interconnected here. There is nothing and nobody that is not. It's a natural recognition. Gratitude arises. It's great to cultivate certain wonderful mind states. It sort of orient you to what's true. But it will not get you there. It's not the same as the being that naturally arises in gratitude. Just naturally lives, actually, in gratitude. And just certain, I'll use the word attributes. It isn't really quite accurate. But it isn't like you kind of work something or try to make something happen. It's these attributes, they just start to infuse the life. And those attributes can be just this loving, interconnected appreciation of our shared humanity.